Fuck.
Please leave a message after the tone.
You got 7 questions, dude. Your life is going down the tubes. What do you do when you need advice?
This is where it gets good. Good night.
What am I fighting for?
So turn down the lights, pick up the phone, and leave a message for the new
Yes. Yes. Welcome to another episode of Nude Clan After Dark. Today we have, it looks like, one voicemail to go over, so let's see what this has to offer.
Hey guys, so I have a purely hypothetical question. So the situation I'm about to describe is hypothetical. Does at a massage parlor, getting a regular massage, a little rub down, and the masseuse asks me if she wants me to finish, if I want her to finish. Yeah, let's finish up. Well, she starts giving me a hand job, and that's not what I thought she meant. So I was like, stop. Well, the argument was my wife found out. So, I was trying to tell her it was only 12 pumps. So I guess my question is, I stopped it. So should I get in trouble by my wife and should I be accused of cheating? To me, stopping after 12 pumps is like a superhero because I should have let it go for 1 million pumps. So after how many pumps are you allowed for a hand job before it's considered a hand job? And if you stop a hand job, or this even applies for a blowjob, mid-blowjob, mid-hand job, should you get in trouble by your wife, or should you be praised for stopping? I'm interested to see what you guys think. And again, purely hypothetical. Thank you.
All right. Purely hypothetical, huh? I don't know. How many pumps do we feel cheating begins at? Because, he probably figured she was going to go through and crack all his toes and, get those extra pain points one last time. Well, she starts jacking you off, which, of course, you've already got a boner the whole time.
Well, you know what they say, only 3 shakes at the urinal, so...
You wouldn't say multiply that by 4, and then anything past that is...
Side note, I had someone ask if I wanted the blacklist of massage parlors in Salt Lake City. Jokingly, he said, but there sounded like a serious note to it. Oh, the massage parlors that give happy endings.
Yeah. Do it.
So the one you need to go to is not... No. So, depending on the wife, it's going to be a hand job to her until you bring the place down. Then she'll know that it wasn't serious on your part.
Okay. So you have to sell them out for jerking you off?
Yep.
But, can you sell them out even though they didn't even finish it? It feels wrong. The cop would be like, well, it's not really a hand job until it's complete, right?
Unless you join the Me Too movement, it's not. It's going to be a... she's not going to be happy. It's going to be like, you got a hand job from her, blah, 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 blah. Depending on the women, though.
I'm curious as to how the wife would find out.
Yeah, well, he told her, probably.
Well, if he told her, then he would have also have mentioned that, it was an accident.
True. But if she's super jealous about that
because
stuff.
the fact that he told her, I don't know. I was like, that's not something you would just, say if you were trying to keep that hidden. So,
maybe the proof was in the pudding.
Yeah, it's like he mentioned it, and then that should be it.
Maybe he just came home with a euphoric / disappointed look on his face. It's like, somebody tried to give you a hand job, didn't they?
That's your hand job.
But I know it. I left with blue balls. It's fine.
Yeah. See me shuffling in here.
Honestly, though, if I was ever in that situation, and then I did not know I secretly gave her the signal to go forward, just like him. It would have been like, ho, what do you think you're doing with that hand? I don't know if I would let her get 11 pumps in. That was some fortitude he had there to let her keep going for it.
Yeah. I'd be like, well, the only problem here is that she didn't play with your balls at the same time.
Well, no, I would
how do you know
have
that she
stopped.
didn't?
I probably would have stopped at least a pump and a half, 3 pumps in.
Depends on how fast that pump goes.
Jeez.
He was probably debating it in his mind before he stopped.
If it's one of those like gas-powered Vietnamese women, they
Or
they
yeah,
haul
it was
ass.
like just super fast.
Why'd you just assume she was Vietnamese?
I don't know. I just guessing some sort of Asian, some kind
All
of
right.
Asian.
All right, her race has become relevant. We need to know.
Well, I mean that's always the joke, right? Is it the like?
Did he try to do
Chinatown?
an accent when he was speaking for her?
No, I guess he didn't. Yeah.
No, we should listen to that.
You want to listen to it again?
Yeah. Let's see who the true racist is.
Hey guys, so I have a purely hypothetical question. So the situation I'm about to describe is hypothetical. Does at a massage parlor, getting a regular massage, a little rub down, and the masseuse asks me if she wants me to finish, if I want her to finish. Yeah, let's finish up. Well, she starts giving me a hand job, and that's not what I thought she meant. So I was like, stop. Well, the argument was my wife found out.
Oh.
So, I was trying to tell her it was only 12 pumps. So I guess my question
12
is,
pumps.
I stopped it. So should I get in trouble by my wife and should I be accused of cheating? To me, stop.
All right. So no.
I mean, I don't really think it's cheating. She was just
No.
doing her job.
Yeah, it's not cheating if it's your employment, right?
Yeah.
So I was
all
also
business.
looking into.
There's
I was
no
also
love.
looking into it. Like I wasn't looking into it. I saw an article that I read online that here in Utah they're doing a sting operations on massage parlors that are known to do that. And so if you're an undercover cop in a massage parlor, you're sitting there getting massaged, and then you wait for the opportunity for them to ask if they can finish you off. And then how far into them working on you do you go, ha ha, you're under arrest?
Yeah, it reminds me of The Wire, because there's one episode where the main guy he's like a womanizing douche, right?
Yeah.
But like they're doing a sting operation on like prostitutes, and he's totally slamming one of them like when the cops come in to bust him, and then they're like Jesus Christ. And he's like, wait, give me a minute.
There's that South Park episode where like the police chief dresses as like a hooker to
Oh
like,
yeah.
sting the guys who are like trying to buy the services. So he like fucks him first and then he gets him arrested.
I would say whatever the police like limit is, because they got to know for sure. So I mean, maybe theirs is 13 pumps, and then you blow the whistle. And if that's the case, I think it's fine up to the 13 pumps. I think you need to do a little bit more research and find out how far the police force would go. And
Is it like the driving while having alcohol in you? There's like a limit.
Yeah, exactly. There's a limit. There's a legal limit to it.
Why'd you let her keep going? Well, I had to confirm it. Was it she just touched it on accident? You have to get like a few pumps. It's not my fault. I don't last that long.
It's been a while.
I mean, we all got what we came here for, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that's the only answer. I mean, maybe 12 pumps is too light.
No, but he also said she found out, meaning that he didn't tell her.
Yeah, so that's why.
That must mean. I like how we're just assuming this really happened anyway. So
yeah, it's purely hypothetical.
Hypothetically, it did happen. So he told his friends, who told some more friends, and it's roundabout got back to his wife. That's the part that probably got you in trouble.
Yeah, just don't talk to your friends about that kind of thing. They're obviously terrible people. Keeping things secret.
Betrayals.
Yeah. I think that's what you got to do, though. I bet it's probably around 12 pumps. I can't imagine it being that much more. I mean, unless, like, it could just be, they could just get a body part in their hands and just start working it, like, it might not even be, it's just like second nature. You start doing something for so long that like, I don't know, every once in a while I find myself like changing out bags in my sleep, you know, like I do at work. I'm just like fucking like pulling tags out, like putting them in, like, you know, maybe it's the same thing. Maybe she thought like, oh, this is like a forearm, you know, like I'm gripping a forearm, so like pump it and then like knead it a bit and then pump it some more, like it's automatic. So I mean, but at that point, like, are you in trouble for having a boner the whole time?
Yeah, no.
Maybe.
I don't think that gets you in trouble.
Do they have a little hole for your boner though in the chair? So
No.
they have the hole for your face.
It's underneath the blanket because it serves up as a cleanup tool afterwards.
Oh, okay. I see.
All right.
Huh.
Yeah. So there you go. That's all we have for the questions. You guys have anything else you want to bring to After Dark that you wouldn't say on Nude Clan?
What wouldn't we say on Nude Clan?
I don't know.
What wouldn't I say ever?
Good. Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I noticed recently that's fucking obscene. So, I didn't have insurance last year, right? I got insurance this year, so I have the penalty, right? And when we did it on the taxes, it's $1,500 for the year. And they base it on how much you made. How much you get taxed for the not insurance based on what I get made. So here's what's happening. They're looking at how much they have a base number for like, this is X amount we're going to charge for not having insurance. And then they're like, oh, well, you made more, so you should pay more for not having this thing. Like, you should owe us more for this imaginary thing that you didn't fucking have all year. And like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, they're like, oh, well, you made a bunch of money, so you can pay more into this non-existent thing, right? Like, you can pay more into our little fucking powder fantasy fairy dust that we're going to pour up your asshole. Like, no, how stupid is that? Like, isn't that crazy, Cameron?
So
It's
you're
ridiculous.
talking about the fine or the thing you have to pay on not having insurance?
Yeah, they base it on your income. It's not like, oh, $120 a month for not having insurance. It's, oh, well, it starts at $120, but you made a bunch of money, so you could pay $200 for nothing. You could pay more for the nothing that we want you to have but didn't give you.
Did you have a
Insurance.
bad tax return?
It will be bad if I don't lie. I'm thinking about lying, though, because I got audited last year.
Oh, well.
That's a great thing to mention on the show.
Exactly.
You're going to get audited again this year. Just you
Exactly.
wait.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna tell the truth or not. Because I'm like, they fucking repealed that piece of shit stuff. Like, it's gone. This year, it doesn't exist. So, like, what are they gonna do? It's illegal. It's federally illegal to smoke pot. But have they cracked down on Colorado or Washington or any of those other states that have done it? No.
Yeah, but this is IRS.
Yeah. Yeah.
They will audit you.
Maybe. I don't think they cross-reference the insurance stuff all the time. Because I
No.
know there are people at work that said that they've lied and they didn't get busted.
Right. I mean, within reason.
Yeah, within reason.
But if they have actual proof.
Oh, they would have proof
Yeah.
if they wanted it. But I mean, the worst-case scenario, so it's either I lie and I get $1,500, which is best-case scenario, or I lie and I owe it next year. It's not like I lie and I go to prison for $1,500.
No, you won't.
They're
You
like,
just have to
hey,
pay
you
it.
fucked up. Prove that you didn't fuck up. And I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, let's
I
make you pay,
forgot.
that's all.
And then they send me a link to this episode of the podcast. And I'm like, well, I mean, I was joking about it. And then I forgot to change that I had insurance. It was a joke. And then they send the clip of just this part where I'm explaining the joke. And they exit. They're like, well, I mean, I just forgot that it wasn't a joke, and I actually did need to go back and change it. But that's the idea, though, is either I win and I get it all, or I lose and I just pay it again later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm still on the fence, like,
Yeah.
because it's kind of bullshit, and like it's for them to tax me for nothing, for like not having something. Like it's like, oh, you didn't have dinner, at all this year. So we think based on how much you made, you should pay us X amount for all those dinners that you didn't have. And if you put it into any other real world scenario, it doesn't make sense. Like you owe us for not having this thing. It's like,
insurance is a scam.
Yeah, are you going to give it to me?
So it would be tax fraud at that point, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Fines if you pay the fines. If you don't, imprisonment.
Yeah, well, it's not a fine. It's just how much ever you owed. So, like, I had it for school a couple of years ago. They told me I didn't actually go because UVU fucked up the transcripts.
Yeah.
And they said I was going to owe them like $1,700 or something. And then I had to prove that I did, in fact, go, and they botched it. And then I just didn't know anything.
Oh, okay. Nice. So I have my taxes kind of at a point now where I usually don't get anything back or end up owing just a little bit, but my state taxes always have at least $150, $170 I'll usually get from it, so I never end up paying anything for tax season. Usually you just get a little bit back from state, but I don't ever get like a huge payout like I used to.
Yeah.
Because I only have one exemption just for myself. And I feel I like that more than them taking more money throughout the year and then giving all back to me at the end of the year. Because now every paycheck is as large as it can be without getting behind on taxes.
Yeah, that's how you should do it. People that do it the other way are people that are horrible with money.
Yeah.
They're the people that are like, oh, I'm going to buy an ATV with my tax return.
Hey, that's a good idea.
And it's like, yeah, you have thousands in debt, but you're going to buy an ATV. Okay.
I mean, that's what they want.
And so now I can, like, the money that would have been a tax return, I can do what I want with it.
That's what who wants, the IRS?
No,
yeah,
but
basically that's what tax returns are for, is to stimulate the economy. By immediately shoving it back into.
If they wanted to stimulate the economy, they wouldn't tax me at all, so I would spend all of my money on the economy.
Would you, though?
I wouldn't. What would I save it for?
Exactly.
Well, if I had zero taxes, dude, I would pour all of that into my loan, into like fun stuff. It would be fun all year instead of fun in April. I think that sounds like a much better economic
An argument,
plan.
though, is if you had all that extra money by not paying taxes, would you quickly find ways to where you were spending all that extra money in the same situation you're in now? Or to say that for anyone. So for anyone who feels like the government takes too much money and they're kind of living month to month on their paychecks, if all of a sudden they didn't have to pay those taxes, instead of now budgeting the extra money they have, how likely would it be they would just find ways to spend that extra money so they're still in that same situation?
They probably would, but that would still be stimulating the economy. I mean, debt and economic growth kind of go hand in hand, sadly. Which is, I mean, part of the reason why. Well, I don't know if they go hand in hand, but like the economy is stimulated even if people are in personal debt. Like if I go spend way too much money on food, like I have been, or like going to Maverick and getting a spicy and a sweet nut sack every day and some Diet Cokes, like I have been. That's stimulating the economy. That's me spending money. It's spending money that I don't really have, but it's still spending money. So. I don't know. They probably would be in about the same situation. They would have the opportunity to go get out of that situation, but I think a lot of people are just hardwired to fuck up, you know?
They're just not very good at keeping track of what they have.
Yeah. End
up overspending.
I can't say much because I did that this month, but a bunch of it's like medical stuff, so. But yeah, I think it's hilarious and like insane that they're like, oh, well, you made, when I updated how much I made, the tax payment that I owed for insurance like doubled, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Well, you can pay for it,
but
so
I understand.
I
understand
pay for what?
Yeah, I understand your anger about it because they're asking you to pay for something that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Unless they're recouping costs from last year.
It doesn't exist for one, and for two, if I would have signed up, I would have paid even. I think I would have paid just about that much because I looked at it and it was ridiculous for what I had made. It was like insane. And even if so like, there's no incentive for me to join the program because I would have owed more than $1,500. But the only reason why I owe $1,500 is because I made too much money, which is the reason why I didn't join their stupid fucking club.
Yeah.
Of like,
and that's just because
peddling.
you didn't have insurance.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's like you're just billing me for like the idea of insurance. Like, we wish you would have had it. You're going to pay for it anyway, but man, wish you.
That's
would've
just in
had
case you had something that you didn't have insurance to cover, but then it would have been able to be covered through something, right?
it. Yeah, but here's the thing: when I go to the Instacare, it's like $190. When I had insurance, and this is when I had insurance before. All right, now you know what? No, it was like $170, and I paid $1,000 into insurance that year. Here's
Yeah.
the problem with insurance. Here's why it's bullshit. All right, when I go to the Instacare and I say I don't have insurance, they charge me less. But if I do have insurance, they'll charge me the full amount. But since I have a $5,000 deductible, or however fucking huge my deductible is, I don't actually get covered until that's met. So because I have insurance, I pay more. Because they aren't going to lower the price for someone that has insurance, even though my insurance is shit, and won't touch it until after the deductible is met.
Huh.
What the fuck?
It's because insurance companies decide the prices of all medical treatments.
It's ridiculous.
And that's why it's fucking bullshit.
Insurance companies should be toppled. I think it should be gone. We should eliminate insurance. It should be the doctor wants to fucking have this much money for this service. You go to this guy. If this other guy wants it for less, you'll go to him. Whoever does it best, you'll figure that out. Insurance is shit.
But
Isn't
then
that bullshit?
Yeah. So what insurance has turned into is bullshit. But then you have the situation if someone needs emergency medical services and it's really outside of what they can afford. What happens?
I mean, you still have the Hippocratic Oath. They still have.
Yeah,
to.
they still have to. But then there's the doctor out for his time and for all the resources they used on to help
They
save that
already
person.
are. That's what is happening right now with people without insurance.
Yeah, but they're making a lot more on people with insurance because they can
Because they can fucking skyrocket it. Yeah, because of what I just said.
Yeah.
So then, instead of me paying $130 for not having insurance because I'm responsible and have insurance, I now pay $190, and my insurance doesn't touch a cent of it because I fucking have insurance and they charge me more, but I have a deductible that's through the roof and they don't touch it. What the fuck? It's like, oh, you want to be responsible? Well, you can afford more, right? You're getting $190 out of every check for insurance. Here's another $190.
Wow.
And then the fucking
That's
homeless guy
crazy.
next to me, $130 because you don't have insurance, so we'll hook you up. What? What the fuck?
For like small visits.
Yeah, for small. And then last year, you know how many times I went to the doctor? Fucking zero.
I went to the doctor
Fucking zero.
2 times last year.
I went once.
And that
last year.
cost me $1,500 on my tax return to go to the doctor 0 fucking times because I didn't have insurance and I was extra fucking careful. Whenever I got sick, it was Alka-Seltzer up the ass. And I made sure I remained healthy. I didn't get anything huge. Like, great. Fucking $1,500.
So with my insurance, and I do a doctor visit, it's just a $25 copay,
Yeah.
and then they pay for the rest of the doctor's visit. So I get in for the flu stuff. He's like, yeah, blah 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 blah, and then later I get a $5 bill in the mail because there was something that the doctor did that wasn't covered by insurance, and they just wanted the $5, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, whatever, I'll go pay that. But then when I went in again for that strep throat I had, she's like, oh yeah, the $5 if you want to, do that right now, we can take care of it. I'm like, okay. And then I paid for my other visit and I jokingly said, you might as well just take another $5 on top of that just in case they decide to charge me another $5, right? She's like, oh yeah, okay, that's funny. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that then. And so, she charges me an extra $5. I go get my throat checked and whatnot. But then I guess something else wasn't covered because I got another $5 bill in the mail. It's just like, yeah, let's just keep getting them the $5 charges.
This Cameron chump always pays the $5.
I even
every time.
paid an extra $5. What is this? Was it like the instant strep test that they insurance? Oh, we can't actually let them find out what he has. We don't cover that.
Yeah, isn't that ridiculous? Like
$5. We're not going to pay this $5.
It's not like I went in and got an abortion or something that you're morally opposed to. They're like,
And then
we
it's
are
like-
morally opposed to the eradication
It's
of
like,
the strep
if you
throat.
don't pay this $5, we'll tell the credit bureaus.
I know.
We want to
Dude,
change.
the guy in the library did that to me one time. They're like, if you don't return Once a Future King or pay the fine, we're gonna send it to collections. I'm like, really?
Good luck
$20?
finding a place to live.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, I already have a house. Boom.
fucking
Hang up on him.
Fucking insurance is the imaginary service for hypochondriacs, the people who have imaginary diseases. All right? That's exactly what it is.
It's an obscenity. Like, it really is. Like, why? And it's like, yeah.
The thing that's funny to me is, like, I paid an extra $5. Little did I know I was going to have to pay $10.
Yeah, and I mean, we looked at it.
$5 bill in the mail. I'm like, hey, can I just can I just have like a floating $50 a credit in here?
You just chunk.
Yeah,
every so
I have to remember
I open
to go
up
pay
a tab?
this?
Yeah, you just chip away at it and just tell me when I need to throw another 50 at you.
Exactly. Jesus.
It'll be like 10 years because I don't ever get sick, but
Yeah, I don't really ever get sick, but it was just like I got way sick like 2 times in a row, so I had to go to the doctor a couple times.
yeah, I think I have a cold right now, but I think it's because I got
Stay
super
the
drunk.
fuck away.
And like you're weak in your immune system, you know, you get into a weakened state, and then you go to Beto's and you just get sick.
Beto's honestly is the best hangover food. So if you drink too much the night before, it's Powerade or Gatorade, and then greasy Mexican food, and oh man, you're just fucking ready to go. The rest
Yeah.
of the
Beta's
Diner-
is great for that because it's like 90% grease.
Diner food is pretty good too. Just anything with like potatoes and that's huge. It's just
So sugar and electrolytes and good food will help you get that dizziness and headache to go away.
You know what the crazy part is? I came home at 6 a.m. on Saturday, so like super late, right? And
What'd you go out and do?
I just hung out with Kent. I bought a bunch of beer, and I
Why
was
don't
like,
you invite me to these things?
I don't know. Well,
I was also pretty drunk Saturday night too.
I
so.
was only planning on being over there for like 30 minutes, and then I was going to come home and drink the rest of my beer and like hang out with you guys. But then I stayed for like 9 hours or something. It wasn't quite that long. It was like 7 hours, 6 hours.
So we need to plan, hopefully, like by next weekend, where we're gonna go up to Salt Lake City and go to that arcade bar, so we can play that fucking game I was talking to you guys about.
Oh yeah, that awesome little game.
Yeah, so we can drink and play arcade games and start our night out that
Man,
way.
every time I drink though, I'm like, never again,
Because you
not
always
gonna
fucking
do it.
overdo it.
And then, oh dude, we bought this beer called Hams. It's like, you know what it is?
No.
It is the cheapest beer of all time. It was like a 30-pack, and it was like $14 at the gas station.
God.
It was
I mean,
horrible.
how much is Pabst for a 24-pack?
Pabst for it,
That's about $8.99
for a 24?
for 24. No, wait. Okay,
I think
for
that's a
24
6-pack is $8.99.
for 24-pack. Let's see if
I've got some
right.
Pabst in the
It's-
car if you want to take it, Cameron.
I think it's like 12.
I mean, it is the best cheap beer you can get in Utah.
It really
12 or
is.
13. I think.
Pabst here is different than it is anywhere else, just because of low alcohol content and convenience store beer.
Yeah.
But so that's why when we say we like Pabst, everyone else who doesn't live in Utah goes, because it's different here.
It's really smooth. It's like, it is watery, but it's like, it's
It has a
perfect.
nice weedy finish.
Yeah, it's like, it is primo. I got some MGD in there too, which is not primo.
But a bill to increase the alcohol content of convenience store bills, the convenience stores, the bill just passed the Senate. So
so it's going to be a thing?
maybe it passed the Senate. So let's see what happens. We might see.
Oh, wait,
more potent
Governor
beer.
Herbert has to choose now?
I don't know.
Isn't that how it goes? Like, he's the president, basically? And so, like, as it goes through Congress, it's like...
I mean, you can go look to see where the bill's at right now.
He'll probably deny it, because he's a fuckface.
We can't. And then the church strongly opposes it.
Of course.
We can't have our members tempted by extra strong beer that they're not drinking anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't let them see how much fun everyone else is having.
Look how much fun it is to have 5% beer. Did you see all the fun they're having?
And there's also I don't know how true it is and how many scientific articles there are, but I think Colorado, didn't we go through Colorado? They sold the same 3.2%. And that one lady. So the theory is when you're higher up altitude wise, you're already struggling to get enough oxygen to keep your brain functioning right. And so when you drink beer, it impairs the blood's ability to bring oxygen to the brain and other places. And so the theory is you get fucked up faster at higher altitudes than you do in lower altitudes. And so that's why they're like the watery beers is what's being sold up here in the mountainous area. But I don't know how true it is and how much science is actually behind it, but that's part of the theory. That's why Colorado has the same light beer.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It kind of makes sense, I guess. I mean, the boiling point is a lot lower and stuff like that, right?
It's just there's less oxygen to start off with, and so your body is already working as hard as it can to get enough oxygen to the places that need it. And so when you drink beer, you impair your ability to transport oxygen, and so your decision making / your skills as a human being suffer faster than they do lower level.
I see.
But that's the theory. I don't know how true it is.
Well, we'll have to look into that. That's kind of a interesting take. I'm sure Utah would love to run with that, even if it isn't true. But we'll see what they end up doing. I think that's it for this episode of After Dark, though. Unless you guys have anything else.
No.
But just remember, insurance is bullshit. And oh yeah, one of the other things, Alex paid. So she calculated it, and she put
he thought it over again. He's
her
like, "Fuck, this is also I'm mad at."
Her whole rate, like for the whole year, she had it like tallied up, and the insurance only started covering stuff after she had paid. I think it was like $5,000 because there's X amount to pay for insurance. So just to have insurance, and then there was her like $3,000 deductible, and it was over $5,000, and then you start paying. And then I'm like, you didn't even need $5,000 worth of stuff last year. She's like, I know, but you have to have insurance. And I'm like, I almost don't want to have insurance. Like, I almost kind of just want to cover them and just be like,
so I don't have the best
it.
insurance in the world, but it helps pay for the small stuff. I don't know how much I have for large stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't pay a dime out of pocket for my insurance because my company pays it all.
Fuck you.
Yeah, see, I pay a lot of dimes.
Because I'm single on whatever plan that they offer here, the Slut Care here in Utah, which is shit, but it's what I have. But they pay my portion of it. If I were to update my plan and put dependents on it, then I'd start paying it month to month a little bit. But right now, I don't pay a dime for my insurance.
Nice. Mine's really good. Like, I have a personal,
mine's not that good.
I have a personal
it's okay
account thing that's like $2,300 where they just give me $2,300. So now instead of having to pay the deductible prices, they just pay all of it up to that, and then I think that counts towards my deductible.
I think I might want to open one of those medical accounts where you can put money in every month and you can save it up, to help pay for large things,
like the HRA or whatever,
something like that. So to help supplement, because as life goes on, as you grow, your family grows, and whatnot. You're going to need a lot more for emergencies and whatnot. So
yeah, and that's the thing where insurance saves you, and that's why it's called insurance. It's for the big things.
Yeah.
Like when I wrecked down the longboard, fucking insurance saved my life. Basically, it was $2,000 instead of
we just never
$20.
Never told you you rebooted in safe mode. So.
Yeah, well, I rebooted in nice mode, and this is funny because
nice mode.
Yeah. Liz told me that she started hating me near the end because I returned to my old self because my old self reawakened. And I was an asshole again, and then I was like, yes, rebooted with full fucking colors.
Full privilege.
Yeah, I ran in administrator mode for the first time in years, and then the Wii Sports came. But yeah, and I think that's pretty true. I think I was more of a dick before, and now I'm back to being a super dick.
Okay,
there you go. So head injuries, you have to do them every few years, or you'll go back to what you were before. For those, have insurance though. Have insurance for the head injury because it'll rack it up. But anyway, guys. Until next time, please send us your questions, 385-204-3921. We need your questions. We need stuff to talk about, or it's just going to devolve into me bitching about things that I hate. And, God, I could talk about insurance all day. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yourselves and give up on the world.
Every puzzle has an answer.
You dumbass. Kick logic out and do the impossible. Remember that.
I'm glad I met you guys. You made me pick up on things I probably would have just gone on ignoring.
Don't believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the Kamina who believes in you.
Everybody deals with grief differently, right?
Some people fuck at funerals. I cut off heads.